So I built a calculator to put on my website so that people could measure what their threshold capacity is for certain tasks. When I ran it on my own processes in my business, I found out that I've actually been operating super inefficiently. I realized that I spent way too much time on client follow-up when I can have an automation do that. So in order to stop feeling so stressed about my own client follow-up, I decided to make an automation for it. So since I'm on a tight time frame, I decided to give myself a challenge where I would build this entire system in 30 minutes. And if I don't finish it in 30 minutes, I'm going to give $500 to one of my competitors for their services, and I'll promote their business. So first, what I need to do is go ahead and pull all of my Gmail intakes into my workflow. However, every time that I get an email, it's going to trigger this workflow. So I need a way of filtering it out so that I'm only passing client requests or any communications in that sense through the workflow. That way I'm not automatically responding to promotional emails, finance emails, stuff like that. So before we do anything, I'm gonna just get a sample email into the workflow. This is just pulling my most recent email that I've received. I'm gonna pin that data so that I don't lose it in the future. And we're gonna add what's called a text classifier. This allows AI to pull in the information like the subject and the contents of the email and classify what this content is, and we can file it under certain categories. So you can see off on the left-hand side of my screen, the email that we pulled in was actually my results from my threshold calculator. So what I wanna do is bring in the text to classify, and I'm gonna write the subject and the body. But now I have access to all of the information in that email. So I need to get the text because this is the body, and we're gonna drag that in right where it says body, and then I wanna grab the subject. So I'm gonna be using Sonnet 3.7 from Claude, and it's now going to identify what the email is and classify it for me. The first category I wanna use is client follow-up. I'm also gonna add a category called other, just so that we have a fail-safe coming through this email and we can sort everything else into other. So basically what I'm giving this LLM is client follow-ups will be emails from clients regarding our services, ongoing work, refinement to an automation, or anything like that. Common keywords include support, follow-up, attention needed. All right, so now that we've got this all set up, I'm gonna go send myself a sample email to this email address. That's gonna be an actual support question. That way we can make sure that the LLM is understanding the email properly and classifying it as it needs to. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that new email in, and it should classify it as client follow-up, and it did. So we received the new email, the subject was report, and I emailed myself that I need a new workflow about client follow-up. So we need to meet about that. And the AI did properly classify this as client follow-up. So now that we know that the LLM is working properly with the text classifier, we can move on to the next steps. Right after client follow-up, I need to make sure that we're gonna connect to an AI agent that has access to all of the records that it needs so that it can respond properly. So first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and add an AI agent, and this is basically gonna receive a prompt of the content of the email. So now the AI is gonna be able to reference all of the information that it needs about this email. So now we can go ahead and add a system message, and this is basically telling the assistant what it is. All of my internal AI agents for my company, the assistant is called Nova. Now I already set this up before, but what I'm gonna do next is reference an Airtable that I created that tells my AI agents exactly what their role is. So let me go ahead and pull an Airtable node, and we're gonna be extracting all of the information that the LLM needs to reference about its personality. So I'm going to be pulling from the Nova Control Center, and we're going to be pulling the personality. Everything that the AI needs to know is listed in my Airtable. And the reason that I do it this way, instead of just putting it in the system prompt, is since I want a consistent AI agent across multiple workflows. If I go and create individual system messages and I have 50 workflows that have AI agents, I'll have to individually update those 50 workflows every time that I make a minor tweak to Nova's personality. So doing it in Airtable allows me to pull in the data as an Airtable node and then give that to the AI agent, and it acts the same as the system prompt normally does. But the key difference is I can update any information I need in Airtable without needing to go update that across 50 different workflows. I always put this code node right between, which is basically going to take all of that information from Airtable and format it into a system prompt that I can put directly into the AI agent. So when I execute that step, the output is the exact system prompt that I need. So now when I go back into my AI agent, we could just copy this system prompt directly in here. Now we've got the core identity built in and everything works on a variable. So now if I go into Airtable in 3 years from now and update a little bit about Nova's personality, it'll update that across all of my AI agents, across all of my workflows. Now this AI agent is good to go as soon as we connect our AI model to it. I need to let the AI agent know its purpose is to reply to the emails. Above this, right, your goal is to reply to the client. Now, if we run this, we should get a pretty solid output because we have all of the information that the AI needs to know about itself. Hey, Andrew, I can help you get that set up. Let's coordinate a time to discuss what kind of follow-up system you have in mind and what your client workflows look like. What does your schedule look like in the next day or two? Looking forward to sorting this out now. I'll actually be hard coding in a signature for it because I want my clients to know when AI is being used because we're a transparent company. But what we need to do next is give it a tool. So I want to link this into my calendar so it can pull up records and change things that it needs to within my calendar. First, what I need it to do is get many events so that it can give clients timeframes when I'm available to talk to them. Also going to allow it to create calendar events. Now my AI agent can create an event and get events. All we need to do next is reply to an email. And then again, like I said, we want to make sure that my clients know that this is an AI chatbot and it's not a real person. So the signature is going to be thanks, Nova. So a small oversight, I did realize that the code node is causing the ID to get lost in the sauce.
You got lost in the sauce,
so to say. So I do need to make sure that my agent is referencing the original ID as well. All right, also, now that I reran this and I've got the calendar linked up, the agent did know to pull from my calendar to schedule some times. And it's telling them that I have full availability, so let me know the time that you want to meet. And it is going to forward the message ID as well. So I did go ahead and send that email to myself. Hey, I need a system created for client follow-ups. Can we meet about this? Thanks, and then I signed off with my name. Hi, Andrew. I can help set up some time for us to discuss creating the client follow-up system. When would be a good time for you to meet? I have full availability right now, so any day or time you prefer works for me. Let me know what fits into your schedule. Thanks, Nova NVS Automation's virtual assistant. So now what should happen when I go to respond to this is I should be able to have a full conversation and the AI agent can respond to me and set up events for me. Now I have an AI agent that can respond to emails and create events in my calendar, which solves all of my problems that I've been currently facing, where I am manually following up, and now I have an AI agent who can do that for me. And I've got 6 minutes to spare, which means that I can go grab a coffee now and I'm not wasting any of my own time. So if you want to use this calculator for your business to find out how much time you're actually allocating to certain procedures in your business and what automation can do to find ways of saving you time, go check out my calculator on my website. I'll have the link posted below. And if you want any automations built for you, whether it's as simple as this one or as complicated as a full infrastructure for your business, reach out to me on my website and I'd love to get in touch with you and find out what we can do to save you copious amounts of time.